Hi everybody, this is Don Peterson coming to you from just north of Atlanta in Roswell, Georgia. Often in my teaching I like to use stories to kind of relay concepts and things that have happened, good ideas that I've come up with or my students have come up with. Years ago I taught an old Atlanta Braves pitcher. I've been fortunate to teach several of the Atlanta Braves over the years, and this one was retired at the time. His name was Pat Jarvis and he was a pitcher. So we were talking about his golf swing, and he said, Don, he says, you need to teach me how to snap my wrists. And I said, well, why is that, Pat? And he says, well, I slice the ball all the time. I just can't get my hands through, can't get that club head through. And I said, well, Pat, I said, you don't really need to snap your wrists. And he says, well, you don't. He says, well, how do you get any club head speed? And I said, well, Pat, I said, do you snap your wrists when you throw a fastball? And he goes, oh, hell no. You snap your wrist on a curveball. And I said, what do you do on a fastball? And he says, you kind of dangle his arm. He says, you let your wrist go limp. And I said, well, that's kind of what you should be doing in golf. And I said, you wrap your fingers around. If you get a proper grip, and that's what the secret is, if you want to get the club face square, you're going to have a proper grip and a proper shoulder turn. So there's some other aspects that you need to make sure that you're doing along with this. But if you get your hands and wrists relaxed, you can generate a lot more club head speed. You look at some of those baseball pitchers and they lean over sometimes and they'll dangle their arm right before they're getting ready to throw the pitch. So they're trying to get relaxed, and that's what the waggle is all about in golf. You see these guys waggle. Some go a little faster, some people go real slow, but the waggle is to try to relax the wrists. So if you can get your wrists relaxed, you can see I can generate a ton of speed there just by letting my wrists go limp. If I were to try to snap my wrists, you can see that that's not very fast motion. So what you're trying to do, get your hands on there, wrap your fingers around, do a little bit of waggling right here in front of you to try to feel the face of the club open and close. And like I said, check out some books. If you get your ulna bone in the correct position, your lead thumb should go just down the right side if you're a right-handed golfer, and just down the left side if you're a left-handed golfer. So make sure you get your hands on there right. But once you do that, let your wrists kind of go limp, and you'll feel like the club is swinging you almost. And you just let it hinge and let it release. And then you can put both hands on, and you should feel like you're getting this real relaxed cocking or hinging motion here. And you'll get so much more club head speed down there at the bottom. I can't even tell you how much more free the club feels and how fast it flips and turns over and how fast it goes through impact. So loosen up, relax. Be like a baseball pitcher. Let your arms kind of feel like they're dangled, or your wrist is kind of limp, and then let it go just like you do in a baseball. Okay, just let that club fly through impact and you'll generate a lot more club head speed, guaranteed. Thanks, and come back and see me again. Oh, hey, you looking for a game? Come on, you can join us. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and ring that bell, and we'll notify you next time we come out for a game.